In today's video, I'll be sharing the reason why companies are losing their licenses and what you can do differently to avoid such companies. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you all in our beautiful family. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK immigration updates, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, before we dive right into today's video, please do like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Someone may find it helpful. This video was requested by my beautiful subscribers, so please like and share. Like I said, someone may find it helpful. So like we know, for you to come to the UK to work in any organization, not only in the care sector, but any other company on the tier 2 worker visa, you need to get a job in a company that is licensed to sponsor from overseas. So a lot of companies just open up and recruit people from overseas, and once they get here, maybe they get into trouble, home office investigating, and maybe probably find something that will lead to that company's license to be withdrawn or revoked. So this is something that is very common now in the UK. So even getting a job from overseas, let's say you get a company that wants to sponsor you for 5 years or for 3 years, you are not even very sure that that company may be there for another 5 years, or maybe the 3 years you have gotten the sponsorship for. I usually advise my subscribers that if you're able to get a job for 3 years, it's still okay because that company will sponsor you for 3 years. But come to think of it, I know a lot of companies that have folded, a lot of companies' licenses have been withdrawn without those that they have employed from overseas. Maybe probably they've got 5 years sponsorship or 3 years sponsorship. Once the license is withdrawn, they will not be able to stay on the visa for a longer time because Home Office will send an email at some point. But you know, there is one of my subscribers that I had a consultation with. I was really surprised, like when she told me that the company that actually brought her, Home Office revoked their license, but Home Office sent her a letter that she can look for another organization and switch if she's able to switch. She does not need to take any further action like leaving the country in 60 days like they will usually do. And because I was really surprised, I haven't seen that before, I told her to send me the letter because I wanted to be very sure of what she was talking about. The letter was sent to her in 2022, and till now, I think September 2022, the Home Office have not sent any letter to her to leave the country. For me, it's strange, but that's one case amongst a lot that they usually send letters to leave the country in 60 days, except they get a new sponsor. I'll tell you the reason why most of these companies' licenses are revoked, because when those licenses are revoked, the Home Office writes to them to tell them why their license is revoked, but they don't come to you tell you why the license is revoked because they have been involved in certain things that they cannot tell you. Recently, I had a consultation with someone. She was telling me that the owner of the company said that Home Office said they should just close for now, that later they will give them sponsorship and so on. So I said to her that I don't really believe that, because before Home Office will revoke your license, they'll tell you the reason why your license is being revoked. When a sponsor loses their license, it can be problematic, not only for the sponsor, but also for the migrant employees working in that organization. Like I said, when a sponsor loses their license, you that is the employee too, you will also need another sponsorship to continue to stay in the UK. So there are some common reasons for a sponsor license to be suspended or be revoked. Remember in my previous video, I talked about licenses being suspended before getting into the stage of being revoked. A sponsor loses their license for reasons like breach of rules and or responsibilities like submitting false information on the sponsor's license application. For instance, if they want to request for a COS or any information at all, and they end up submitting a false document to say maybe they have service users when they don't have service users, because I know one of the things Home Office is doing now, they want to know if you have contracts with care homes as a care owner. They want to know if you have service users that you are actually recruiting people from overseas to come and work for before your COSs will be approved. So in some cases, some people will just put a fake document to say they have got service users when they don't have service users. And if Home Office gets to find out that this document is fake, or the contract they have submitted that they have with service users are fake, company will lose their license. The second reason why companies lose their license is breaching of sponsors' duties. There are so many duties and requirements, responsibilities that is expected from an employer, and when the employer is not able to keep to that, they lose their license. If it carries out their investigation to find out that the employer is not following the rules and regulations, their license will be revoked. Another reason is posing threats to immigration control. Now, one of the threats now is employers recruiting people from overseas to the UK, and they tell you that they've got a job for you. So only to get to the UK to find out that the employer who has employed you does not have any hours, any contract, any service user for you to attend to. So some people go to report to Home Office and they carry out investigation. If they find out that this employer does not have any service user or any contract for those that they have recruited from overseas, then they will revoke the license of that employer, because it's also a threat to the immigration rule, because bringing people from overseas and keeping them stranded in the UK is not what the UK government wants. UK government wants you to bring care workers, give them work to do. As I'm aware that some companies, they just register their companies without having hours for anybody. So if the Home Office gets to find out this, then the license of that company will be revoked. But bear in mind that the owner of the company will not come to tell you that this is the reason why this license has been revoked. Another reason why this happens is non-compliance with UK immigration rules. When the employer fails to comply with the Home Office or the immigration rules, and the Home Office gets to investigate and find out that yes, they are guilty, then their license will be suspended and revoked. Next is poor record keeping of migrants' contact details. A lot of people have migrated to the UK recently and their employers do not even know where they are. If Home Office randomly picks on any of those companies and they find out that there are, let's say they have up to 50 employees and they can only see the details, documentation and everything for 20, then it's definitely going to be a problem for the care owner. So which is why once you arrive in the UK, it is very important that you go to the company and do your proper documentation, because recently something happened. Someone arrived in the UK and arrived in a different city, I think in Scotland, whereas the person was supposed to work in England, and the person told the immigration officers that she did not come to work, she's a farmer, blah blah blah. And the question is, how come you're arriving in Scotland when your place of work is in England? The simple answer I was expecting the employee to have told the immigration officer was, I have a family in Scotland, I wanted to drop my stuff, then I will go to England. Rather, this lady was telling the immigration officer that she's not even going to England, she's going to stay in Scotland. So that alone can make Home Office to start investigating the company. So the next on my list is insufficient recruitment practice, poor HR policy. Now, what happens? A lot of people have gotten jobs in the UK and some did not actually apply for the job. And I know of one or two people that Home Office requested for further document on where they found the job and the dates they applied for the job and their interview invitation. So now there is a standard recruitment process that the Home Office have set aside for especially those who are recruiting people from overseas. Find out that the employer is not following that procedure or that process, the license of that employer will be revoked. Recently, someone that had a section with me told me that the license of the company that brought her was revoked because the employer recruited people from the red list country. If that employer has recruited people from the red list country and did the normal recruitment process, provided it's a direct application without any third party, let's say an agent between the employee and the employer, then it's okay. I don't think that was actually the truth. Like when she was telling me, I said, this employer is not telling you the truth, but that's not my business. Anyway, the license has been revoked. You have to sort yourself. Certificate of sponsorship being used incorrectly or completed incorrectly. So if you are an employer and you're issuing certificates of sponsorship and they are not always correct, or you keep making all sorts of mistakes, that's definitely going to draw an eye to your company, and the Home Office will want to investigate. And there are so many things they will look at. And if they look at all of those things, and they may possibly find something, or maybe they will not find anything, but just in case they find anything, there's a possibility of that company losing their license. So this is what is happening up to now. Lots of companies are randomly losing their license. Like I said, that even at the point of entry, there are some questions that you'll be asked by the immigration officers. And if you're not able to answer those questions, and maybe they suspect something fishy about your employment, they will contact the employer, and before you know, they will start an investigation. So it's always good to be well equipped when you're coming to the UK. I have filmed a lot of videos about the questions they ask at the point of entry, and there are other questions now that have been added, which I'm going to be filming a video about it soon. So keep an eye on that video. So if you're coming, or you have any loved ones that is coming from overseas, they will be well prepared. So once they get to the border, they won't have anything to worry about. So guys, these are the reasons why most care homes are losing their licenses as well. Like I said, a lot of the care homes are not following the Home Office requirements in terms of recruitment. So try your best and make sure that any company you're going to get a job with, they follow the recruitment process. You apply for the job, you go for interview, you get your offer letter, you get your COS, and you go for your visa. Because once you get to the UK, there is a possibility that the immigration officer may ask you about your job and how you got your job. And to let you know that some people that actually came to the UK as well were deported as well. From the point of entry, they just sent them back to their countries. So you have to be very vigilant, you have to be ready, you have to be prepared. So in case any of those questions comes, you know what to do. But you can only know what to do when you have the idea, you have the experience, maybe you've done some care courses online, then your recruitment process as well, you follow through to the end without just getting a CS and going for your visa application. So try to make sure that you know whatever is going on, even if the employer did not follow the process. So you can ask, oh, when am I having my interview? When am I receiving this? Just to remind the employer, because most of them don't even know, because the guidance is kind of really big and they don't really go to read it. That's why most of them make such mistakes. So you can also remind the employer. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video, and I hope you find this video helpful. And if you do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. Until I see you in my next video, guys, do take care and have a lovely day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now.